I'm making a cozy city building tycoon game where placement was supposed to matter. But at one point it was so broken that you could basically go AFK for a few minutes and come back rich. People could understand the main idea, play for a while, and then the whole thing started running out of interesting decisions. So logically, I started rebuilding the game around a stronger loop, with more land pressure and more focus on placement and synergies. But once I did that, a second problem became impossible to ignore. The economy made no sense. And you could even say I had a fake economy. Fake because it looked like a real system, but it was not creating the decisions the game actually needed. And well, the annoying part of it is that I did not realize all that immediately. I kept trying to fix it through different means, through passive income. Then I went to free placements, I switched back to points and payouts. But then I went back to money, and then back to points. And every version of those had that dangerous moment where it sounded smart in my head, then I played it and realized it was worse in a slightly different way. When you're making a city builder or tycoonish game, it is very easy to just inherit assumptions from the genre. You think, of course there's money, of course there's passive generation, of course there's some progression layer where things slowly ramp up. And none of that is automatically bad, but the part that might be dangerous is that you can add those systems because they feel normal, not because they're actually right for your game. That's the trap I fell into. This game, or block by block tycoon as I call it, already had this growing identity around synergies, placement and spatial choices. But it still had this economy model it was dragging around that belonged to a different kind of genre. So that meant that the game started sending mixed signals, which I saw through my own playtests, but also other people playtesting. I actually went more into game design just for this project, and I really started thinking about more of the game. Was it about thoughtful placement? Was it about passive growth? Was it about waiting? Was it about solving spatial puzzles? And well, I tried to find out that by playtesting, by myself and with others. And for every day I worked on it, the more I realized that the answers to those questions were fighting each other. The clearest example was passive income. At first, it seems harmless. I was locked in, it was the perfect and only solution. It feels kind of cozy, it feels rewarding, and it gives the player a sense that their city is alive and productive. But in practice, it was ruining the game. Because if the player can just wait and get rich, then a huge part of the decision making disappears. Why think carefully if time itself solves the problem? Why optimize the city if the smartest move is to let the game run? I realized passive income was rewarding the wrong behavior. It was actually reducing the need to engage in the game. So naturally, I started testing alternatives. And this is where the video could sound a lot cleaner than what the actual process was. Because the clean version is passive income failed, so I found a better economy. But that is not really what happened. What actually happened was more like passive income failed, so I tried something else. Then that failed, then I went back, then I tried a slightly different version. Then I convinced myself the old idea might work if I just adjusted it. Then that also felt wrong. I went back and forth through multiple ideas. The first big alternative was free placements. That sounded pretty good in theory. I sat and designed it for about like an hour and it sounded great. Maybe removing cost would make the game more about experimentation and layout. If the heart of the game is placement, then why put money in front of placement? Let the player build, let them try things, and let the puzzle come from space and synergies instead of a price tag. That sounds very reasonable. But when I implemented it, it was surprisingly bad. The game lost weight almost immediately. Because once buildings were free, placing something stopped feeling like a decision. It became more like throwing pieces onto the board until something worked. And because there was no real cost, there was also no real commitment. You didn't have to ask, is this worth it? You just spammed and placed even more buildings. So the system that was supposed to make placement more important actually made placement feel less important. That was the first frustrating part. Without enough friction, placement stopped feeling meaningful and instead became just noise. Then I tried a points-based approach. Again, it did have some logic behind it. I thought that maybe it was a cleaner progression layer, and maybe money was the wrong fantasy all along, and I maybe just needed something more abstract. Points could be earned through good placement, spent on expansion, and used to unlock things without making the game feel like a traditional idle tycoon. And for a little while, meaning like 2 hours, that felt promising. It separated the system from passive money, and it gave a new language for progression. But then I played it and it had a different problem. It felt detached. The player was doing spatial things and placing smartly, but the reward felt like an abstract layer sitting on top of the game. It was cleaner on paper, but not more satisfying in the actual game. This mechanic was easier to explain in a design document and still felt worse when you actually played it. It still felt like I was trying to impose a system from the outside instead of letting the real loop lead the design. I did the only realistic thing and looked back at money again and thought, maybe I overcorrected. Maybe passive income was not the actual problem. Maybe the numbers were just wrong. Maybe the income should be slower. Maybe the cost should be higher. Maybe upgrades should absorb more of the extra money. Maybe waiting would stop being powerful if I tuned it and balanced it carefully enough. Every option had a way of sounding right if I just stared at it long enough. Free placements sounded like freedom. Points sounded like clarity. Money sounded like genre familiarity. Payouts sounded like activity. And every time I changed it, I was changing what the game was secretly asking the player to care about. But that part I hadn't really fully understood yet. But really, I was comparing different answers to the same question. What should the player be rewarded for doing? And most of my answers were wrong in a different direction. Because sometimes design is just finding out that several reasonable answers are wrong in different ways. And that was the texture of this whole problem. It was a bunch of small, reasonable, irritating failures that kept pointing back to the same thing. The problem was that the economy was misaligned with the kind of decision I wanted the player to make. That is a much more useful way to look at economy design. Like, what behavior does this system reward? Because Block by Block Tycoon was getting more interesting when it became about where you place things, how buildings interact, how space is used, and what you work toward unlocking next. That means the economy should support active, deliberate choices, not just spamming or not earning an abstract number. What it should do is make placement matter more, make synergies matter more, and make land expansion matter more. If the economy rewards waiting or mindless spam, or some detached abstract loop, then it is pulling the game away from itself. And you could say that was exactly what was happening at this stage. The direction that ended up feeling much better was placement payout, tied more closely to the actual act of building and the value of your setup through synergies. That immediately felt more aligned with the vision I actually had. Instead of the player being rewarded for waiting, they were rewarded for doing and thinking. Instead of the economy being this separate machine running in the background passively, it became more connected to placement and structure. And this also worked much better once land expansion started becoming more central, because now the player's motivation was shifting toward building better, earning through better choices, unlocking new land, and using limited space more intelligently. A game where the player earns progress through understanding and arranging the system well, which made the game finally starting to feel right. When the economy started acting more like a reward system for good decisions, the player thinks in a different way. Can I place this well enough to earn value back? Should I spend these points on a better unlock or upgrade, or maybe even just a new building? Those questions meant that progress came from understanding the board and the game better instead of just spam. A lot of design mistakes happen because we borrow systems from genres without asking whether that system or feature actually fits in our game and our niche or direction. Because when I started designing my game, I thought, well, city builders have economies, tycoon games have passive money. This kind of progression is normal and should be in every single game. If a system makes your game less interesting, tradition is not a defense. You do not get points for having the correct genre checklist. You get a better game by making sure each system strengthens the core loop. And if it does not, then it should be changed, reduced, or even removed. And that was hard for me to accept here because some of these systems sounded right. The economy in Block by Block Tycoon is still something I am refining, as with the entirety of the game. I try and treat the economy like support, for placement, for synergies, and puzzle-like progression. And that is probably the main lesson I'm taking away from this. And hopefully you're taking away something similar, that the right economy is what creates the right decisions in your game. If you missed the entire story of Block by Block Tycoon, where I basically uploaded a video on it every single week, you can watch the first episode of that right here.